A surprise party turned into betrayal when I walked in to see my husband proposing to another woman with my engagement ring. His family cheered as he said, "She's the one I always wanted." Smiling, I pulled out my divorce papers. His face fell as I revealed the secret I'd been keeping. He was about to lose everything. "Hi Reddit. This is going to be a long one, but I really need to get it off my chest. I haven't shared the full story with anyone until now, but I think it's finally time. This happened last year in Raleigh, North Carolina. I'm a 34-year-old woman. My husband, 35, and I had been married for 6 years. No kids, just us and our dog Sadie. We had a pretty decent life. A nice house, stable jobs on the surface. Everything seemed fine. But it wasn't. Let me walk you through how I discovered my husband was cheating, how he planned to humiliate me on my own birthday, and how I turned the tables on him in front of everyone. There's no official ending yet, because technically it's still ongoing. But here's what I've done so far. Things didn't fall apart all at once. It started gradually. He began coming home late, saying he had work dinners or client meetings. His phone was always face down or dead. I'm not naive. You can feel when someone's pulling away. I asked him directly once if there was someone else. He laughed and told me I was being paranoid. I tried to believe him. I really did. Then I found coral lipstick on one of his dress shirts. I don't wear lipstick. I barely even wear makeup. He claimed it was from hugging his sister, who lives out of state and hadn't visited in months. That's when I stopped asking questions and started paying attention. One night, I got a notification from our shared Amazon account. I usually only check it when I'm ordering something, but this time, something caught my eye. A confirmation email for a ring, not just any ring, the exact one I had picked out 2 years ago, when we talked about renewing our vows. Rose gold band. A tiny sapphire tucked beneath the diamond. I remembered showing it to him at a local jewelry store. I never got it, but apparently someone else was about to. I called the store pretending to ask about insurance options. The woman on the phone said, "Is this for the Rachel Stone engagement order, or a different one?" I paused, then said, "Yes, that's the one, thank you. Rachel Stone." I didn't recognize the name at the time, but I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I didn't confront him. I made a decision. That same week, I called a lawyer. She told me to start gathering evidence. So I did. I logged into our shared credit card account and printed out hotel charges that didn't match any trips we'd taken together. I checked his phone bill, same numbers, long calls, strange times. I tracked his location through our shared iCloud. He turned it off sometimes, but not always. Every lie I collected proof. Then came the party. His family planned a big birthday celebration for me. They booked a rooftop venue downtown, invited both our families, co-workers and friends. I was told it would be simple, but it was anything but. String lights, live band, the whole 9 yards. It didn't feel right. His mom kept texting me weird questions. "Do you still like rose gold jewelry? What's your ring size again? Have you been working out?" I knew something was coming, but I had no idea just how far the betrayal would go. It was March 18th, my birthday. I walked into the venue thinking it was a party for me. Everyone shouted, "Surprise!" My husband came over, kissed me on the cheek and said, "You look beautiful." Then he stepped up to give a speech. He talked about change, about growth, about finding your true path. Then he invited someone to join him on stage. A woman I had never seen before. She looked to be in her mid to late 20s. Long dark hair, white dress, heels, standing there like it was her night. That was Rachel. He took her hand, got down on one knee, and pulled out my ring. Not one like it. The exact same ring I had chosen. The hidden sapphire. The rose gold band. Every detail. And then he said, "Rachel, you're the one I've always wanted." I didn't move. Gasps echoed around me. His family started clapping. Phones came out. People were recording. Her eyes filled with tears. But I didn't feel shocked. I was calm. I reached into my clutch and pulled out an envelope. "I actually have something for you too," I said. I walked up to him, handed it over, and stepped back. He opened it. Inside were divorce papers, copies of every receipt, a full timeline of his infidelity, and a letter from my lawyer. He stared at it like he couldn't comprehend what he was holding, like he was trying to understand how his carefully planned moment had just collapsed. "Wait, what is this?" he asked. "It's over," I said. "You can propose to whoever you want, but you won't be doing it while you're still married to me." The room went silent. Rachel looked like she wished she could disappear. His mom covered her mouth in shock. My parents stood up, stunned. I just walked out of the party and never looked back. The next morning, my lawyer had him served at the gym. I had already filed motions to freeze our joint accounts, remove him from the house, which is in my name, and reclaim full custody of our dog Sadie. Legally, she's mine now. I also filed claims for marital waste, based on how he used joint funds on another woman, and I'm seeking adjustments to spousal support. I earn more, but he lied and compromised our finances. Rachel posted a cryptic story on Instagram about being blindsided by cruelty. His family started sending me apology texts. I ignored them. I still have the ring. I don't know what I'll do with it yet. Right now, I'm in the middle of it all. Divorce is messy. It's painful, but I'm not broke. I moved out temporarily and I'm staying with a friend in Durham, while everything plays out legally. He still tries to text me. I don't respond. There's nothing left to say. He made his choice and now I'm making mine. A few days after the party, I got a call from a woman named Cassie. I had never heard of her before. She said, "I don't know if you know who I am, but I think we need to talk." She had seen the video. Yes. Someone had posted a clip of the party on TikTok. It got over 200,000 views before it was taken down. The caption read, "When the wife shows up to her own birthday and catches her husband proposing to another woman with her own ring, that's how Cassie found me." Turns out she had been dating Daniel too. They met 6 months ago at his gym. He told her he was separated, just living with his soon-to-be ex-wife. Said I was toxic and controlling, and that he just needed time to move out. She had no idea we were still sharing a bed, still eating dinner together, had just attended a wedding in Asheville a month ago. As a couple, she cried on the phone. I didn't. I felt hollow. Now there were 3 of us, Rachel, Cassie, and me, the wife. 3 women, 1 man, and somehow we had all been kept in the dark. Cassie sent me screenshots, messages, photos, even voice notes, all recent. And the wildest part, just days before the party, Daniel told her he wasn't sure about Rachel. He said, "If things don't work out with her, I might try again with Bella." He actually said, "Bella's safe. She won't leave. She never leaves." I read that sentence 5 times. He thought I was a fallback, a backup plan, in case his shiny little affair didn't work out. That's when the numbness left, and the anger returned, full force. Around that same time, my lawyer called. She said, "We may have a bigger problem, or a better weapon, depending on how you look at it." Turns out, Daniel had opened a second bank account, and not only that, he had been quietly funneling money from our joint account into it in small amounts. Trying to hide the trail, he used that hidden money to pay Rachel's rent. Yes, he was covering her rent. Also, a trip to Miami, with Cassie. I saw the receipt, jewelry, spa days, gifts for both of them, all while telling me we needed to tighten our budget. All of this, marital fraud, which means not only was he cheating, he was financially betraying me behind my back. My lawyer said we could now go after him for fraud, asset concealment, and intentional misuse of marital funds. And just like that, I had even more leverage in the divorce. Last week, Rachel reached out. She left a voicemail. Her voice cracked halfway through. She said, "I didn't know he was married. I swear, I never would have said yes. I feel so stupid." I didn't respond, not because I don't believe her, but because I don't owe her anything. She made her choices. She ignored red flags. She said yes to a man who brought her to a party where his wife was in the same room. That's not just ignorance. That's ego. Then things got worse. 2 nights ago, he showed up at the apartment where I'm staying. No warning, no message, just knocked on the door at 11. My friend wasn't home. I didn't open it, but I saw him through the peephole. He looked tired, worn down, holding a small box, probably the ring. He knocked again and whispered my name. "Just talk to me." I called the police. They told him to leave. He didn't resist, but he stared at me the whole time as they walked him to the sidewalk. I didn't feel scared, just disgusted. This isn't about heartbreak anymore. It's about respect. He tried to control the story, control the women, control the money, but now it's out there. People at his job know. His boss knows. There's talk of him being put on unpaid leave for misusing a company card. One of the receipts Cassie found was tied to his work account. Rachel moved out of the apartment he was paying for. Cassie blocked him, and me. I filed for a restraining order. My lawyer is now pushing for full asset division in my favor, since he violated trust and legal boundaries. I'm still sleeping with one eye open, not out of fear, but because I know this isn't over. This story doesn't have a happy ending yet. He still thinks he can fix this. He still thinks I'll break. But I'm not the same woman he married 6 years ago, and he's definitely not the man I thought he was. I'll post another update when the court date is confirmed, or sooner if he tries something else. For now, I'm staying quiet, watching and planning, because now it's war. I didn't expect more things to come out this fast, but every day there's a new crack in the story, another lie, another person who helped him keep secrets. Let me just say this now, I wasn't ready for what I found next. Remember how his mom was acting weird before the party, asking about my ring size, saying she wanted to get me a gift I'd remember forever? That wasn't just her being nosy. Turns out she knew about Rachel from the start. How do I know? I got a message from his cousin, Lena. We've always been close. She wasn't at the party and had no idea what happened until she saw the video online. She called me crying. Lena said Daniel's mom had been bragging at a family brunch that he was finally moving on from his mistake, and had found someone who actually supports him. That mistake was me. She said I was too cold, too focused on my career, that I emasculated him. Funny considering I paid for our house, covered his credit card bills when he lost money in crypto, and even helped him get a better job using my network. His mom helped pick out Rachel's dress for the party. She told people it was gonna be a proposal surprise. She fully supported him proposing to someone else, while still married. They planned to make it seem like a spontaneous decision, and hoped I'd be too humiliated to fight back. They were wrong. The next twist came when I returned to our house, with a police escort to grab a few more personal things. Our dog's toys, my photo albums, and some of my work equipment. While there, I noticed Daniel's car keys on the kitchen counter. I remembered something my lawyer said. Check places you wouldn't think. Affairs are like cockroaches. If you see one, there are 10 more in the walls. So I checked his car. In the glove compartment, behind a stack of gas receipts, I found a second phone. Old model, cheap prepaid, not linked to any of his usual accounts. It was on low battery, no passcode. I opened the messages. What I saw made me sit down in the driver's seat and just stare. There were multiple conversations, not just with Rachel, not just with Cassie, 3 more women. One of them, Janelle, my ex-friend. We used to work together at my old job before she moved to Charlotte. We hadn't spoken in nearly 2 years, but there they were texting, flirting, planning to meet for drinks that weekend. I was in Atlanta for a work trip. She knew he was married. She knew it was. In one message, she wrote, "Is she still clueless? I bet she's too busy to notice." In another it said, "This is our little world, not hers." He replied, "She doesn't ask questions anymore. She stopped caring." So now, I wasn't just dealing with him. I was dealing with a network of lies, supported by women who knew me. I didn't call her. I didn't send any messages. I just sent a single screenshot from the burner phone, one of her messages to him. No caption, no explanation. She read it in less than 5 minutes and blocked me. Guilty people run fast. After all of that, I thought it couldn't get worse. Then Daniel's lawyer sent me an offer. He wanted to settle quietly, was willing to let me keep the house, and offer a one-time payment if I agreed to joint custody and didn't pursue fraud charges. I left, then sent the burner phone to my lawyer by courier. She called me that night and said, "We're going for everything." This part still makes my skin crawl. One of the voice memos on the burner phone was me on the phone with my friend, talking about how I thought he was cheating. I never knew he was recording me. There were 3 recordings, all private conversations, all recorded while I was in our house. That's illegal in North Carolina unless both parties consent. My lawyer is now working with a digital forensics expert to extract the files and use them to file a criminal invasion of privacy claim. What he was doing was surveillance. He wasn't just cheating, he was trying to trap me, maybe to use the recordings in court, maybe just to feel in control. Either way, he failed. I have a restraining order against him. The divorce is moving forward, and faster than expected. I'm pushing for sole ownership of the house, and full financial compensation. I'm pressing criminal charges if the recordings hold up. I'm planning to subpoena Rachel, Cassie, and Janelle if need. And most importantly, I'm building a case that shows exactly who he is, not just to the court, but to the world. This isn't just about a marriage anymore. It's about exposing a fraud who thought I'd stay silent. This part of the story is still unfolding. There are more things happening in the background that I can't share yet for legal reasons. But when I can, I will. And to anyone reading this who thinks they might be in a similar situation, watch everything, because the real story is rarely on the surface. This will be the last post. I don't think I need to keep reliving this after today, but I want to finish what I started. You all have followed this mess from the beginning, and a few of you guessed where this would go. What happened last week changed everything. This is how it finally ended. The divorce hearing was set for 9 a.m. at the Wake County Courthouse. I showed up in a black suit, hair pulled back, zero makeup. I wanted to be sharp, clear, and untouchable. He showed up 10 minutes late. Rachel was with him. She wasn't wearing a ring, and she wasn't smiling either. He looked thinner, like the lies had been eating him alive. I'd be lying if I said I felt bad. My lawyer went first, presenting the receipts, the timeline, the burner phone messages, the voice recordings, the secret bank account. Then it was his turn. His lawyer tried to argue emotional stress and unintentional missteps. He said Daniel was pressured by family expectations and had made poor decisions, but always loved his wife. Not loved me, loved his wife. As if I was still sitting at home waiting for him to get it together. Then the judge asked if either party had a final statement before she ruled. Daniel stood up, turned to me and said, "I know I've done horrible things, but I never thought she'd actually leave." That sentence hit harder than anything else. He didn't say "I'm sorry." He didn't say "I regret it." He said he didn't think I'd leave. That was the moment the courtroom changed. Then his father stood up. Daniel's father had stayed quiet through the whole process. I always thought he was the neutral one in the family. Quiet, polite, distant. But now, standing in front of the judge, voice steady, he said, "I need to speak, Your Honor. I have something that changes things." The judge allowed it. He pulled out a folder. Inside were screenshots, emails, bank statements, letters. It turns out, Daniel had taken out a line of credit in his father's name, $37,000 to fund his new life with Rachel. Part of it had already gone into furnishing an apartment in Durham, a place I didn't even know existed. His own father had only found out 2 days ago, when he was denied a small business loan. "I raised a liar," he said, looking directly at Daniel, "and I won't protect him anymore." Rachel stood up, quietly walked out, didn't say a word. The judge ruled within 20. I got the house. I got the car. I got full custody of STI. I got 70% of all remaining joint assets. He was ordered to pay restitution for the fraudulent charges, and now had a separate criminal case pending for the financial abuse. The restraining order was extended to 18 months. He didn't fight it. He didn't even look at me. Outside the courthouse, his sister, not the one who helped plan the proposal, came up to me and hugged me. "I'm sorry," she whispered. "We should have warned you. We didn't know how bad it was. But Mom, she told me their mom had encouraged Daniel to chase what made him happy, and had told Rachel he was divorced months before the party. She was in on it from the start, and when it blew up, she turned on him, blamed me for embarrassing the family, and stopped returning his calls. Even the people who helped him abandoned him. That was his real punishment." Daniel emailed me last night. He said he was working on himself, that he was seeing a therapist, and that he hoped one day we could talk. I didn't reply. I forwarded it to my lawyer and then deleted. This wasn't just betrayal, it was manipulation. It was a slow, intentional destruction of trust that he thought I'd never challenge. He thought I was too soft, too loyal, too busy to fight back. He was wrong. I wasn't the backup. I wasn't the safe option. I was the one who held everything together, and now I'm the one who took it all away. I won't pretend I'm healed. I still check the locks twice. I still wake up with my heart racing, wondering what lie is waiting around the corner. But I'm not stuck anymore. I'm not rushing into anything. I'm focusing on work,
On Sadie, on breathing again. Cassie and I actually met for coffee last week, not to trauma bond, but to laugh to heal. She's good people, we check on each other now. Funny how that happens. As for Rachel, she went back to a high. I don't think I'll ever see her again. And honestly, I don't need to. Daniel, last I heard, is couch surfing with a job on probation, no access to credit, still blaming everyone else. If you're ever sitting in silence, feeling like something's off, trust that feeling, ask questions, look closer, don't be afraid of what you'll find, because staying in the dark is worse than anything you'll uncover. I'm not hopeful, I'm not broken either, I'm just